Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a 23-degree Thursday, the 10th of March. It's made up to about 30 now, but you can see there's still places that are good and frozen. I don't know where Kai Kai's at this morning. Oh, there she is, right there in the, way off there in the corner, basking in the sun. It's funny how all that frost that was out here, just as soon as the sun hits it, it goes away. The front yard is just like white. Look at this though. What? Because of all the cold, we're going to take that. Look how I parked that thing. Holy moly. Must have come in after having a couple at the local. I ain't touched that stuff. Good Lord, I don't even know how long anymore. Love these mornings. Alright, back to reality. Gotta go to work. Look how well them pine trees are growing out here. Just all of a sudden they are taking off. And I love it. They chose pine trees. They must know us, or the old man's an old southern boy too. There's other trees out there, but the pine trees just kind of stick out in a very prominent way. Again, what a difference a day makes. Holy moly. There's a pain out there rolling around on his back. That's Kylie out there. Yeah, but she always seems to find the muddiest spot to do it. She goes, it's insulation in my fur. The race is on, baby. Think an MDX can outrun an Amtrak Cascades? Hold on, Mama. We're going to lay the coal to her. That is cool, though, huh?
It is.
Coming into the yard. I'd be afraid walking around in those yards, though. The way some of them things come flying through there. Beautiful morning, Kelly.
It is pretty.
I guess we need to pay attention in the parking lot to make sure
there's nobody nowhere
vandalizing or whatever.
Such a sad thing.
Yeah,
it is. It's just messed up.
But they're on it looking through footage.
Yeah.
I can't even describe some of the stuff the cameras do.
Yeah.
The store spent a crazy amount of money. Don't be messing with the round. They gonna get you. Well, Mama.
Yes, sir.
Let's bust out a Thursday.
All right.
All righty. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
You won't believe what I'm riding. Well, you'll see here in a minute because I'll probably discuss it. It's probably in the title and everything else. But this 2017 GSA has 385 miles on it. And I think it's been sitting for a, scrambler. Katoom. I think it's been sitting for a really long time. Looks like somebody tried to resurrect it at some point because it had a Duracell battery in it. And it was completely gone. So yeah, we did a service brake flush, basically a running in service with a good old healthy brake flush. Man, see the fluid in there? That BMW fluid is kind of yellow. I've talked about that before. So what I flushed through, of course I emptied a cup and fill it with fresh. I don't try to flush the old stuff through the lines. So I vacuum out the cup and then fill it with fresh and start from there. But, oh no, what's going on here? Anyway, so what was in there looked just like that. I go, well, the rear, was almost black. It was so nasty. And it almost blew the cap off the top of the tester. It was so bad. It just went wham. You know how they'll go go up to 4%, you're done. I mean, it's absolutely junk. And man, if there was probably an 8 or a 9 on the little chart there, I'm sure it'd have made it to it. You can tell it's really bad when as soon as it touches it immediately goes to 4%. Yeah, that's not good. So anyway, I knew the rear was bad, so I had it up in the air doing other things, so I went ahead and did the rear first, and then when you get it back down on the ground, or the rack down anyway, you do the front, because you need to get to the reservoir. So I'm looking at the front, I go, wow, I wonder why somebody would have flushed the front and not did the rear. Oh no, the front looked absolutely perfect. Same thing, went to 4%, just as high as the meter goes, instantly. Don't ever go by the color of it. I literally remember, you know, in the older days, everything was .3 back then. You know, .4 came about at some point, but anyway, .3. The leaves are still, I don't know where this thing was, but I blew a bunch of stuff off of it. And then doing the, you know, the preliminary oil check, you gotta let it run till the fan cycles, you know, at least once, and then let it run for another minute, you know, idle for another minute longer. The car is making me really nervous. So anyway, I'm waiting and checking other things. The hand guards were loose like they always are, and anyway, I was just going around. All of a sudden that fan came on, and when it started running, I could smell where rodents have been around. There's no sign they've done any damage or anything, but they were around. So the smell was pretty brutal at first. Anyway, that fan came on, and realized that the shroud thing back there is all full of leaves. Look at that, he's out there with that Harley. And that fan came on, and you hear all this sound, and it blew them leaves out. My first instinct was critters were flying out. Oh man, how about turned inside out? Matthew's down there, he's laughing at me, he's going, what are you? Thank you. He goes, what in the world? I go, look at the ground here. He goes, what is that? I said, well, it was leaves until the fan did some weed eating in there and chewed them all up. But they all flew out the side. That'd have been funny to have on video. So an update to the car prowler there. Just so you know, he never got away with it, couldn't get it started. Did a lot of damage, you know, trying to rip his ignition switch out and then trying to hot wire it. And, I mean, just a huge mess. But anyway, good thing we have the equipment that we have around our store. The police are involved, and so the look is on, so to speak. Search is on. So who knows what'll come from it. Usually, and they the police got my my photos. They were screenshots when Kelly and I were doing the little thing we do when we get to work each day, you know, have a wonderful day, yada yada. As I was panning through, I seen that I had actually, it was on camera. What's weird is I even paused at one point with the camera. So subconsciously, I must have seen something, but that's where I grabbed the screen grab, and that's what I used as a thumbnail in yesterday's video too. But yeah, they were pretty amazed that that was a screen capture out of an iPhone video. I said, only the best, my friend. Plus, I shoot at a crazy bit rate, and then when I render the thing, I render it at half resolution. So anyway, I don't know what all they got on cameras. They were, that's like none of my business thing, you know. So the police got whatever stuff they got on our security stuff. All kinds of the technology in there. Just think of airports and TST. I'll leave it at that. That's the kind of stuff we have there. You know, it's kind of one of those things, enough's enough. And the ones that think they can play are staring through the Crowbar Hotel right now. Man, one of these days in my memoirs, I'll have to tell you some stories about all that. The insanity of it all. But check this thing out. It's brand new. Brand spanking new. Man, if I could find something like this, the nice thing, everything is absolutely, completely stock. The way it came out of the crate. Good old 800 GSA. Big old honking tank on these things. It's funny, people don't realize that you're sitting on the tank and they come up and they go, what is that big old thing hanging us? That's a gas tank back there. What? Motorcycles have been having tanks down there forever. And it's weird that, you know, young people just have no clue. Why would they do that? Well, this whole, you know, center mass, low mass, center of gravity, all them things come into play. These are tall motorcycles. So as low as you can get that tank is probably a good thing. But, you know, geometries and all that stuff have changed, so, you know, even the new versions of these things, the gas tank's up front, like a conventional motorcycle. What was, you know, really cool stuff at one point, you know what? Let's do this. See somebody coming up. Been dry all day. I thought it was supposed to rain today, but I guess it's a good thing it didn't. It was 23 degrees this morning when I got up. Give you guys a nice walk around this thing. Somebody blasted this thing with a pressure washer and it got into places. The bolts are missing for the battery, and we didn't have the OEM one, so we got those on. We need to leave a note. Do not leave those on. Those are not, they're like zinc or whatever they are. They're not something you want to leave on there. Water collects in there. You need to use the nice BMW stainless steel. And they're not on real tight because you see them using little steel washers. These are screws that look similar to that, and then they have plastic washers underneath. He had the soft bags from BMW on there at some point. I don't know if he's original owner or he's a new owner. I just don't know. I don't know the story about this thing at all. But yeah, buddy, that's how she come right out of the crate, with the exception of the saddlebag attachments there. Such a lovely motorcycle. It's just one of these you can just ride for days and days and days with just this silly smile on your face. Oh, come on, Beamer. Look out, old crickety crow. That actually feels good. Warm air blowing back off of that radiator. Feels good like it should. I'm gonna run enough here, give her a pretty decent heat cycle. Check my oil. We'll do one pass by the back alley here right quick. That'll be good enough. Whee! Is my boy in there? I think he is. Yep. I started thinking he didn't come down the hill today. Did something different. It's confusing me. There might be somebody confused, but I doubt it's you. everything about this thing is just such a neutral handling, and the engine's just so smooth and pleasing, forgiving. Great brakes, all the ABS, yada yada. I think it might even have traction control. Yeah, I think it does, because it flashes on the dash. It's kind of weird on these. They're very chuck 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 when it works, but it works. It's kind of old school feeling, but it's okay. It does its job. Yeah, you guys remember I was test riding these things probably in 2017. And that one year it was pouring down snow, and I was working upstairs and going up the hill, and snow's pouring down. It was just a sheet of ice going up that thing, and that old F800, she went clack 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 clack. Traction control working on it, but it works. 388 miles. That is crazy. Well, that's what it has now. It's my test rides are usually about 2.5, 3 miles. Oh man, would I love to find something like this. Just a wonderful powder coating. Look at the welds and stuff on that thing. BMW, they don't mess around. I'm just not a fan of water cooling, but these things are so trouble-free I don't even think about it. So anyway, thanks for coming along on a rip on that beauty. Man. Alright, we can sit here and stare at this thing all day, couldn't we? I know I could. Well, hello there, YouTube. That guy we left out again today without saying goodbe.
I know.
We just got in the car, we're talking.
Ran away.
Talking about the dogs and the weekend, and just kind of got in our own little world. Barely. It's clouding up pretty good out here, so I got to use the
Not
light.
as bright as what it would have been.
Yeah. It was mostly nice on the way home. It just kept getting cloudier as we got farther north.
Yeah.
Tends to do that. Farther up you go, the wetter and the colder. Sashi, honey. Them two, they won't sound like they're fighting half the time, but they never fight. Sounds that way, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a wonderful day. Wonderful ride on that GSA. Boy, I'd sure like to find one of those for a good deal. What a pleasing motorcycle. But on that, I think we're going to bounce.
Alrighty.
Tend to the dogs.
Yep, little noisemakers. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Friday or Saturday.
Heck yeah. Friday tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm glad the weekend's here, but man, time needs to slow down just a little bit.
I know, she came fast.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you in the morning.
Thanks for hanging around.
Yes.
See ya. Bye-bye.